Okay. It's exciting for me to sub this practice together. This is a class that, as you guys know here on Zoom, that I normally take as much as I can, or sub quite a bit too. So it feels like there's some sense of returning normalcy, I guess. New normal, let's put it that way, because the old normal didn't work, so we don't want to go back to that. But some sense of that new normalcy. Getting to come on here and hold this space. So super grateful, glad to be here. Glad that you are here, if you're here with me on Zoom. And if you're on Facebook or Instagram, welcome, welcome, welcome. Or if you're watching this later and doing this practice later, because all of these classes go up on Facebook, on Sage Yoga's Facebook. And so you can do them anytime. And I record anything that I teach. I record and put up on my YouTube page, which is the Agape Portal. So you can always find them there too. So welcome. I'm glad you're here, or that you're watching later, or whatever you're doing, or wherever you are. Welcome. So we are going to start with some chanting today. And before we do that, though, let's just take a moment to connect and ground into our space and where we are and what today feels like. And, you know, every day is a new day. I know I woke up today and I definitely had that bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Monday feeling. I haven't felt that way for a couple of weeks. So it was really nice to feel that aliveness in my body and just my mind. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do things today and it's going to feel good. So I'm excited to practice with you guys too, just as much as I am to guide our practice. So for those of you just joining, I'm Corinne. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat if that's where you're at, or if you're lying down, that's good too. But just let your eyes close. Wherever you are, just let your eyes close. And notice when your eyes close, things shift. Maybe your breath shifts. Maybe your attention starts to shift from outward, external stuff around you to more of the inner landscape, what's going on within. Maybe it's just your breath becomes a little bit deeper or longer or fuller. And maybe you start to notice things, more subtle feelings in your body. Suddenly you notice that, oh, maybe my right shoulder, this is what's happening for me anyway, my right shoulder is falling in a little bit, whereas my left shoulder is moving back. So I'm going to roll my right shoulder back. And I probably wouldn't have felt that if I wouldn't have closed my eyes. If you haven't and it feels good, maybe take a few deep breaths. Inhale nose, exhale mouth, or sigh. You can do that a few times. And let whatever has been part of your day so far today, let that start to settle. And let your attention to the external details of your day, anything, even something as small as, does my shirt match my pants or something? Let all of that go away or just start to fade. It's almost like you put like an old filter. Like if you see you watch old movies, like old Doris Day movies or something, there's always like this soft fuzziness to the picture. Like everything's filtered through this really fuzzy, blemish reducing. So like you can't even tell Doris Day has freckles because of the filter. Imagine that that's kind of what's happening to the external. It's just getting softer and more filtered. And then the internal becomes more focused, right? Like Wizard of Oz, when suddenly everything's in color. It's like, oh yeah, that's what's real, is what's happening inside. Whatever it is you're noticing or witnessing or feeling or experiencing. And so stay with that for a moment. Stay with your inner landscape. go ahead and do our chanting. Just trying to, there we go. Sorry, shifting you and your eyes are open. So we'll go ahead and do our chanting. Like I said, I know Marissa's been doing the Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu mantra with you. So we'll go ahead and continue that. So your eyes are closed. You're still sitting or lying down or wherever's comfortable. And as we begin to move into this mantra together, take a moment to think about or feel into the mantra Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, which means may all beings be happy, may all beings be free, and may my life and actions contribute in some way to that freedom and happiness for all beings. Or all beings are free, all beings are happy, and I do contribute in some way to that happiness and that freedom for all beings. And if you think about it from the I place, then I would invite you to really dedicate this mantra today, the energy of this mantra, whether you're singing or not, but just dedicating the energy of this mantra to someone or situation or something specific. Something specific. There's, you know, as we're starting to leave our homes again and some of the shelter in place stipulations are starting to lower and lessen, and the pandemic is still here, but it's sort of like everyone's getting a little looser, a little freer with boundaries. You know, there's been an opportunity for not honoring other people, not honoring other people's boundaries. And there's also been things happening that are really terrible. And there wasn't a lot of terrible happening while we were all at home, right? Because we were all sheltered in place. People couldn't go out and commit horrible acts. Excuse me. So maybe there's something in there for you to dedicate this mantra to. You can dedicate it to yourself always, someone you know personally in your life, maybe someone you've walked by in the past. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and sing it a few times. So I know the sound through the Zoom is terrible, so sorry. We'll start with Om together 3 times. As you like, go ahead and take a deep breath in and exhale. Relax your jaw, big breath in. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. 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 3 more. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. 2. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Last one. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Breathing into that intention. May all beings or all beings are happy, all beings are free, and I do contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all beings. Shift the screen back up here. All right, so let's go ahead and come on to hands and knees to get things started today. Come back to my mat here. So just go ahead and make your way into tabletop like we often do. And today we'll start with our right leg. Go ahead and bring that right leg straight back. And then just lift that right leg up. Take the belly, take the low belly, the Uddiyana Bandha, bring it in, engage the belly. Circle the ankle. Little bend in those wrists for you. Or not wrist. Yeah, your wrists are obviously bent. How about your elbows? A little bend in your elbows. Circle that ankle the other direction. And then look over your right shoulder so that you can actually see your leg. Make sure that the leg is in line with the hip if possible, and then just bend the knee so the sole of the foot is flexed towards the ceiling. And again, engage that core, and then you're just gonna lift that leg up. Lift it and bring it down. So we're just engaging through that right glute. The back of the right thigh, the hamstring. Just do a few of these here, little tiny lifts. Again, keep that little bend in your elbows so you're not locking your elbows out. Keep going. You got 10. Breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Aye. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lift maybe just a little higher. If you get a cramp in your glute, totally normal. From here, you're going to take your right knee. Let me turn so you guys can see me. You're going to take your right knee, so you've got your right leg back like this. You're just going to open it out to the side, so kind of like frog pose. So if you look over your right shoulder, your toes are pointing over to the right, your knees in line with your hip. So it's kind of like dog peeing on a fire hydrant pose here. And then same thing. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale down, little bend in those elbows. Exhale up, down. Inhale, exhale. Go a little faster. Strong core. We got 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. And bring it down. Whew. Give your hips a little wiggle side to side. And then take a nice easy child's pose before we do the other side. So sit back on your heels. Bring your forehead down to the mat. It feels really good to kind of let your hips move like side to side to stretch out those hips a little bit. So you could do that. Or maybe your whole body is kind of gently rocking side to side. Starting to feel some heat in the backs of your legs. Take another breath or two here in child's pose. Or of course, this is your practice. Don't forget that. You can always take as many more breaths in child's pose as you want, or skip postures, or do different postures, or whatever you need. This is for you. When you're ready, come back to hands and knees. We're gonna do the other side. So you got your left leg, you're gonna bring your left leg back. Little calf stretch first, little bend in those elbows. Lift the leg, look over your left shoulder. If you can, get that leg in line with the hip, and then just bend the knee so the sole of the foot is facing the ceiling, and then take that Uddiyana Bandha, that low belly, and like, whoop, bring it in. And then it lifts. Good. So focusing a little bit on our legs here. Just, you know, our legs are our big connection to the planet, our big connection to Earth. So it's really important that we take time to focus on our legs. What I love about yoga is that we get like a whole body thing, right? We get to be in like our whole body. We get arms and shoulders and core and legs, all of it. So right now, we're in the leg portion. 5, 4, 3. We definitely did more on this side. 2, 1, hold it up. Good. So from here, you just open the leg out to the side. So again, I'll come your way. So
Your knees in line with your hip, your toes are pointing to the left, little bend in your elbows. You're gonna lean a little bit away from that leg. It's natural. Try to stay as centered as you can. And then little lifts up and down. Exhaling as you go up. Try to keep the back of your neck long, so you're looking right down at the floor. Don't do what I'm doing and like look up like this. It's terrible. Don't do that. Look right between your hands. Nice and controlled here. Belly is still in. Uddiyana Bandha engaged. We got 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Take a breath. And lower. Whew. Again, back to child's pose. Let your hips move side to side. You're wristing a little bit of love here. Maybe turn your palms open or make a fist with your hands or circle your wrists around here in child's pose. Take about 3 more breaths in child's pose. Balasana. Noticing your breath. How has it shifted since you started moving? How has it changed? Has it changed? Do you want it to change? Up to you. And then we'll bring ourselves up to hands and knees again. Go ahead and tuck those toes under. You walk the hands out in front of the shoulders, and we'll come into downward facing dog. You can pedal out those feet. And after doing a lot of hands and knees work like that, like doing a lot on my wrists like that, I like to pedal out my hands too, which is kind of weird. So if your hands are on the mat, you're like lifting your palms, you're putting more weight in your fingers and then setting it down. So I'd like to pedal my feet and my hands at the same time. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like, I don't know, it feels really good on my wrist. You could give it a try. Or you could be like, that's weird, I don't understand. That's okay too. Next, exhale, let's make our way up to standing forward fold. So nice, easy walk forward up to your hands. Coming up into forward fold. Feel free to bend those knees as much as you want to. Up to you. Once you get up there, inhale, lengthen through your spine. And then exhale, fold back down, grab opposite elbows and let yourself just hang. Almost like you're pulling down on your arms a little bit. So there's a little traction there. And then if you want to find a little sway or a little bounce, you could certainly do that. When you're ready, exhale, release your hands. Inhale, bend your knees, feel your feet on the ground, curling up as you exhale. Maybe run your hands along your body if you want to. Inhale, arms are going to reach up. Go ahead and bring those palms together. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. And then releasing your arms by your side. Mountain pose, shoulders roll back and down a few times maybe. Because that feels good. And then landing here, go ahead again and close your eyes. And start to feel your feet. Lift your toes and then set them back down. Maybe press into your big toes, lift your little toes. Maybe press into your little toes. Again, without looking, lift your big toes. For all you know, you could be lifting all your toes, but you think you're just lifting your big toe. Doesn't matter. Lift all your toes again, wiggle them around. Rest your toes down, rock from toes to heels. So slight rock front to back. Keep your toes and heels on the ground, but just feel your weight moving. Feel the activation of your legs. Maybe you feel it in your quadriceps, your outer thighs. And then maybe rocking a little side to side. Breathing. However your breath is, breathing your own breath. And then maybe you start to circle around on your feet. Maybe circle the other way. Feeling your ankles, strong ankles, soft feet, strong legs. Finding center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Go ahead and open your eyes as you'd like. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's take our right foot back into a lunge. Maybe take a breath or two here, just in like high lunge, but with your hands on the floor. Runner's lunge, I think it's called sometimes. And then go ahead and drop your back knee. That's okay for you. Pat it if you need to. Drop your back knee and let your hips really sink down and forward. Lift your chest, gaze forward. Try to keep your hips as low as they are now, really using the strength of your legs. So really pressing into that front heel. You're gonna slide your hands to your thighs so your torso will lift, but your legs don't move. Squeeze that belly in. Relax your shoulders. It's a big stretch to the front of that right thigh. You should feel it for sure. From here, keep your left hand on your thigh. Just bring your right hand back to the ground. And you're just going to press that thigh out as you twist and look over the left shoulder. From here, stay twisted. Just inhale, tuck your back toe under, and lift your back knee. Now your left ankle's right over, or left knee is right over your left ankle. Inhale, take your left arm towards the ceiling if you want. Or maybe even open up a little bit further if that feels good. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Exhale, go ahead and bring that hand down. Inhale, step your left foot back to your right foot. We'll come into our first plank. From here, exhale, go ahead and lower through chaturanga, or if you want to take knees, chest, chin. Inhale into upward facing dog, or maybe cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take a moment to maybe feel some imbalance between your legs. My right leg feels a lot longer than my left leg right now. So we step the right foot back. So this time we're going to step the right foot forward. So if you'd like, you can inhale, lift that leg up. You don't have to. On an exhale, though, step your right foot up between your hands. Just inhale here, gaze out in front of you. Exhale, lift your left foot and step it up to meet your right foot. Back to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, curling up, and slide your hands along your body if you want. Inhale, reach up, extend, palms can touch. And exhale, hands move through, center through your midline, through your pillar of light, releasing all the way down by your side, mountain pose. Inhale, reach out and up again. This time, exhale, go ahead and fold forward. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to fold, stepping that left foot back this time. Drop the left knee to the floor. And then drop those hips down and forward. Lift the chest, gazing forward, belly in. And then really pressing into that front foot, that right foot. Slide your hands to your thigh. Try to keep your legs where they are. Just let your torso lift again. That belly, pull it in. As you exhale, bring your left hand down. Keep your right hand on your thigh. Press the thigh open as you twist and look over the right shoulder. Inhale, tuck your back toe under, lift your knee. And then if you want to, free that right arm towards the ceiling and open up into that twist any amount. 2 breaths. Exhale, go ahead and bring that right hand back down. Inhale, right foot to left, second plank. And then moving through a flow here as you like, if you'd like, or skipping it all together and going back to downward facing dog. And here we are in down dog again. So that time we stepped our left foot back, so we're gonna step our left foot forward. So if you want to, you can inhale, lift the left leg first. Otherwise, exhale, step the left foot up between the hands. Inhale, look where you're going. And then exhale, right leg lifts and meets your left, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. We'll stay in this fold for 5 breaths. You could wrap your hands around your legs. You could grab onto your big toes, opposite elbows. You could go wide with your feet this time, if that feels good. And then wherever you are, we're gonna stay in a fold, but you can keep your feet wide if they're wide, or if they're closer together, that's fine too. Bring your hands in front of your feet and plant them flat on the ground. So if that means you need to really bend your knees to get your hands flat on the floor, that's great, do that. Bend your knees a lot. Firmly plant your palms like you're in downward dog with your hands on the ground. And just feel hands on the floor, feet on the floor. Imagine or visualize or feel you are breathing composted, clear, clean energy up through the soles of your feet. So moving all the way up your legs, through your torso, into your heart, down your arms, back into the earth, clearing out whatever needs to go. If it feels better for you, maybe you're inhaling through your hands and then exhaling down through your feet. Whatever works for you, whatever feels like your own personal connection to planet Earth here. Just a couple more breaths like this. On your next inhale, bend your knees, and then exhale, we'll scroll back up, curl up. Inhale, reach the arms, palms touch. Exhale, hands move heart center. Releasing arms by your side. Back to mountain pose. If your feet are wide, go ahead and bring them back together under your hips. Coming into Tadasana. Inhale, reach, and then interlace your fingers, but keep your palms facing towards your head. So kind of like you're trying to pull your hands apart. You're pressing through the backs of your wrists, drop your shoulders. Exhale, up and over to the right. Send your hips to the left, and imagine that your hip and your hands are moving away from each other. You can look under your arm if you want, and just let your head hang, or you could look down at the floor. Inhale, back to center, imbalance, check it out. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back to center, release your hands. Keep the arms up, drop the shoulders again. And then exhale, forward fold, swan dive forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, and take your journey back to downward facing dog. So if you want to move through a vinyasa flow, if you want to float your feet back, or jump back to chaturanga, or step back, any of that stuff, whatever it is, or just step back to downward dog like I just did. And then you're going to inhale from downward dog. You're going to inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. And then exhale as you bring that right knee forward to the nose. Step the right foot all the way up between the hands. Coming onto your fingertips, starting to find your balance. Taking a moment to connect with that line of energy from the tip of your tailbone to the crown of your head. Press into your front heel. Inhale. Come all the way up into crescent warrior, high lunge. I'm going to turn this way because we're going to move in a way that I want to be able to see. Don't come into lunge that way, you'll just fall over. It's much easier coming into it from downward dog, goodness. All right, your arms are up, and go ahead and glue your fingers together like blades. So you've got really strong arms and fingers, and your shoulders are down. So we're gonna do a little breath work here. So what you're gonna do is your arms are gonna go out to the sides. You're gonna inhale, and then they're gonna come down and go forward and up, back to where we started. So you're gonna be making this kind of sweeping motion, and with it, you're gonna breathe. So you're gonna breathe in as your arms go out, and then as you come forward, it's two, wait, I lied, it's the opposite. You come forward, it's 2 breaths in, and then you exhale out to the side. So it's like this. All right, so we're gonna do that for a little bit. So make sure you got some space around you. You could also do it with bent arms. I'll show you, it kind of looks more like this. So, like you're a conductor. Here we go. Arms up. Big inhale. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 4, 3, sit a little deeper. 2, 1, inhale up. Exhale. Take your arms out. You're still in lunge. I know that front leg is burning. Inhale here, and then exhale from your waist, from your torso to the right. So now your right hand's reaching back, your left arm's reaching forward. Stay right here. Drop your back knee for support if you need to. Reverse it. Left arm sweeps up and over. Right arm can go behind you, or can reach back to your left thigh. 2 more breaths. Belly in. Inhale, arms back out to the side. Hold, exhale. Inhale, bring them forward and up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, right foot steps to left, come to plank. Maybe moving through a flow, moving through a vinyasa if you want to. Downward dog. And then before we do the other side from downward dog, take your right leg and just open the hip up and shake that leg out a little bit. Or just like give it a nice shake. And then coming back to downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Gonna turn around again. Exhale, stepping your left foot forward between your hands. Coming up onto your fingertips, again, feeling that strong line of energy, tip of your tailbone to crown of your head. Pressing into your front heel. Inhale all the way up. So again, making blades with your hands, dropping your shoulders. We're gonna do the same thing again. So take a big inhale here. Exhale, arms go down and out. 2 inhales. Exhale. Sit deeper. That's 5. 3. Last one. Hold. Take your arms out, exhale. From here, inhale. Uddiyana Bandha, engaged. Exhale, twisting from your torso to the left. Stay here or reverse it. I find that the deeper I lunge when I'm in this reverse twist like this, the deeper I can get, the easier it is / better it feels. Good, next inhale, arms out, and we'll come back forward. Inhale back to lunge one more time. Exhale, bring those hands down. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower. Up dog or cobra if you're going there. Downward dog. Shake that left leg out. Then drop yourself down onto your knees and sit back into child's pose. You can keep your arms extended, or you can bring your hands back by your feet. Big, deep, slow breaths. Big, deep, slow breaths. 2 more. From your child's pose, if it's comfortable for you to sit on your heels, come up to sitting in this variation of hero's pose where you're just sitting back on your heels. If that isn't comfortable for you, you can put a block between your feet if you have one, or if you just want to sit easy cross legs, that's fine too. So come to seated, whatever works for you. If you can sit on your heels, go for it. Otherwise, do what you need to. Always, always take care of your body above all other things when you're in your yoga practice, for sure. And then we'll inhale. I'm gonna bring our arms up. And then take your right arm, right hand to the floor. And you're gonna walk those right fingertips away from you. Your left hip's gonna kind of start to move to the side a little bit. We're gonna stretch over, and you might come all the way down onto your palm. Some of you might be able to come all the way down onto your forearm. And you're gonna really reach those right fingertips. Let your left ear fall, or sorry, left fingertips. Let your right ear fall to your right shoulder. Shoulders move back. You're just reaching through that side body. We're gonna hold here longer than you want to. But remember, the choice is always yours. If you want to come out, if you need to change it up, that's fine. Modify here, you could hold your head. That takes a little bit of the sensation away. But if you can, keep those shoulders down, keep reaching. 4 more breaths. Imagine that there's a sunshine, a ball of light in your lung, and you're shining it through your ribs. You've got to make as much space for that light between your ribs as possible. To come up, I'm going to have you release your arm first, and then slowly bring yourself up. Let your hand come down to the side. You can keep your fingertips on the floor. Maybe rest your hands in your lap and just feel that energy moving down that left arm. Close your eyes. Maybe feel that imbalance too. Maybe suddenly your left arm feels longer than your right arm. Maybe feel a little taller on your left side. And then we'll go to the other side. So inhale, take the right arm up. Start to crawl those left fingertips away from you. Your hips might move a little to the right. And you'll just stretch over. Let the left ear fall to the left shoulder. Shoulders down. Again, that big ball of sunlight, energy light, shining, needs more space to shine, so you have to make more space. Like the spaces between your ribs are little windows. You're opening the shutters, you're shining that light out more and more and more so you can breathe more deeply. Now the lungs are associated, in Chinese medicine, the lungs are associated with grief. The lungs are part of the heart chakra. We've got 4 more breaths. Relax your shoulders. Open up that side body a little more. And slowly we'll release, bending the elbow first maybe. Coming up. Releasing that hand down. And again, pause, close your eyes, feel that sensation in your right side, your right arm. And when you're ready, we'll come back onto hands and knees. We're just gonna come back into downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under. Downward dog. And we'll walk our feet up to our hands, or if you want to jump your feet up to your hands, you can do that too. It's your practice. Coming up into forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, extending the arms, palms can touch. Exhale, pulling everything into center, heart center. Hands are at the heart, shoulders are back, chest is proud. You're balanced so evenly on both of your feet. Big inhale as you exhale, you'll bend those knees. Coming down into a little baby chair pose. And let's start by shifting our weight over into our right leg. And you're gonna hover the left leg, bringing the left ankle to the left thigh, opening that knee out to the side. And then sitting down as deeply here as you can. You can stay right here. If you need help balancing, you could drop your hands or fingertips down to the floor. If this is too easy for you, you could twist to the right. Try to bring your left elbow to your left foot. I'm not going to do that, but you could. Otherwise, you're just holding and breathing, opening up that hip, exploring how balance is for you today. And slowly we release. Straighten the legs, inhale. Reach the arms up, maybe a little back bend here at the top. Exhale, bring those hands back to heart center, bend those knees. Weight comes into the left leg. Hover the right leg, finding your balance, right ankle to left thigh. Sitting down into it, maybe fingertips to floor. Maybe you twist. Ooh, whoopsie, that's why I don't do it. Maybe you twist to the left, and your right elbow connects with your right foot. There's totally an arm balance here. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, I'm not going to show you. Not today, anyway. And let's release. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold. Walk those feet out a little wider. Turn your toes out. Bend your knees. And let's come down into Malasana. So knees wide. Hands to the heart. Elbows to the inner thighs. From here, take your arms straight forward in front of you. See how that feels. Take your arms up. Woo. If your arms are up, lift your hips like 2 inches. Try to keep your chest up. Lower your hips down, take your arms forward again, and if you can, sit down without using your hands. Oof. And if you're like, no way, I gotta use my hands, then use your hands. It's all good. Take your legs out in front of you, just a little bit. We're gonna come into a little bit of core work here. So feet are on the floor, we're coming into half boat, Ardha Navasana. So finding your way to the middle of your mat. Finding your balance here, shins up. And then release your arms if you can. If you need to hold your thighs, that's great. You can also just do one leg here. And feel free to keep your back straight, or if it feels better for you, think about your low belly curling in, and there's a slight curve in your spine. That might work better. From here, exhale, straighten one leg. And bend. Other leg. And bend. And then like you're riding a funny little bicycle, you're just gonna alternate. Bring your hands to your heart if that helps you balance. You can always have your hands on the floor. Keep going. Belly in. Try to smile. We got 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, slowing it down, 3, 2, 1, knees bent, straighten both legs. Exhale, hold your legs if you need to, or if you don't, lower all the way to the floor. Rest your hands on your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Core work always gets my heart up. It's like cardio, but without, running or anything like that. So one more space here together. Bring your feet to the floor. Hips distance apart. We're coming into bridge pose. If you have a block and you can come into supported bridge, that would be awesome. That would probably feel really good. You lift your hips up and maybe you slide a pillow or a block or something underneath your sacrum. Definitely do that if you can. If not, just hold bridge. It's all good. Think about your upper chest lifting. Think about your shoulder blades coming together, whether you're supported or not. Sometimes in bridge, we focus so much on the low back, but there's an upper back happening too, upper back bend happening too. If you are in supported bridge, feel free to explore other movements from there, like lifting your legs up or butterfly pose, supported shoulder stand. If you are not in supported bridge, we'll slowly bring our hips down. And then pausing here and checking in with your own body, with your own practice, with your own experience today. What do you need? What would feel good? Is it a movement? Is it just moving into relaxation? Maybe something for the hips. We did a lot of stabilizing work around the hips today. What would feel amazing to you in these last couple moments of your practice? And as you start to really tap into whatever it is you need, as you start to really tap into your body's own experience right now, notice what it feels like inside. What is the feeling of your own inner landscape? Continue moving in your own way. Noticing the way the movements seem to initiate or spark from inside, not from outside, not from somebody who is telling you or has told you in the past what to do, what movements or postures. But now it's coming from within you, guided by the wisdom of the prana, of the life force that's within you. This is why we practice, is to reestablish this inner knowing every time, to reestablish, to clear the external field, to filter the external field so that we can center and come inward
and receive the clear messages from within our own self. When you're ready, make your way into a still place. Could be on your back, Shavasana, arms out, palms open, legs away from each other, heels and toes out. Could be seated meditation perhaps. Maybe you're chopping some vegetables right now or at work and just listening. If you can, close your eyes, even for just a moment. Close your eyes. And connect inward again. Feel your knowing from within. Some call it intuition, gut instinct, but it's your inner knowing. And it doesn't just live in your mind, in your higher chakras. Your inner knowing is within your whole being, your physical form and your non-physical form. Your physical self and your subtle self. Shine that inner light more deeply within your own self. Remember how to trust your inner knowing. You possess everything you need within yourself. You know the answer. You know what feels right and what feels wrong. You know the truth, your own truth. Tell yourself, thank you for knowing. I trust you. Thank you for knowing. I trust you. Where do you feel that inside of your body? Where do you feel that gratitude? Where do you feel that trust? In the heart? In the belly? Somewhere else? Thank you for knowing. I trust you. One more time, say to yourself, thank you for knowing. I trust you. And then invite a deeper, fuller breath. And follow that breath down into your hands and fingers as maybe you start to wiggle the fingers. And follow the next breath down into your feet and toes, and maybe you start to wiggle your toes. Perhaps starting to move from the hands into the wrists, rolling the wrists or the ankles from the feet. What happens organically as you start to invite small movements back into your body? Maybe your head begins to rock from side to side. Maybe it's a big, deep yawn or sigh. Maybe you lick the lips or swallow. Having deep gratitude for this experience of starting to make your way back into the external world, but with a clearer connection and focus to the internal. An awareness of how the internal responds over the external. Of course, you're welcome to stay where you are, or if you like, you could roll to your side and find your way up to seated. Perhaps you bring hands together at heart center, bowing chin to chest, bowing deeply to yourself, bowing to that place of knowing, of trust. Your heart, your belly, your center. I love you. Namaste.